Okay. So next in our series of prepare data for analysis, we'll learn about Power Query Editor. Power Query Editor tool is the is the very frequently used and very important tool of Power BI desktop, where you will be transforming your data. You'll be cleaning, transforming, and loading the data into Power BI. So what are the steps? We'll see in our further sessions. Okay. One important tip from my side I would like to give here before starting this. This is where in Power Query Editor you'll be doing most of the work of which makes your Power BI visualization dashboard creation very easy. Once your data model is 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 properly cleaned, transformed, okay, and all the relationships are set properly. So 70%, most of the work, 70% I would say, your work would involve uh, on working on Power Query or editor and cleaning and transforming your data. Okay, so let's see that. Power Query Editor in Power BI Desktop allows you to shape, transform your imported data. Okay, you can accomplish actions such as renaming columns or tables, changing text to numbers, that is the data type. Okay, removing unwanted rows, setting the first row as header, and much more. So get started with Power BI Editor. So, click on your home tab. Okay, to start shaping your data, open Power Query Editor. You can open the Power Query Editor by selecting the Transform Data option in your home tab. Okay, this will load your Power Query Editor into in Power BI desktop. In Power Query Editor, the data in your selected query displays in the middle of the screen. Okay, these are the two example what we imported the file. This one example is from Wikipedia, and this one example is from our local Excel workbook file. Okay, this in this exercise we'll be learning using this Excel raw file for transforming our data. So in Power Query Editor, the data in your selected query displays in the middle of the screen. This is where you get to see on the left hand side uh, is the query pane. Okay, where all your tables that you have imported into the Power BI is listed here. Okay, on the left hand side is the query pane. All right, and on the right hand side are the applied applied steps where all the recording is happening. All right. So let us understand and get to know about the Power Query Editor, the most important tool in Power BI desktop. Okay, how to get that? Click on Home tab, select Transform Data, and here you get to see the Power Query Editor. So left hand side, it's your query pane. Okay, query pane is where your all the tables, the data set, what you have imported into Power BI desktop from various sources. Okay. Next is you get to see the query editing tools. Okay, menu over here. Okay, through which all the with the help of this tools. Okay, you will be doing all the transformation. Okay, table transformation, changing the data types, pivot, unpivot columns, split columns, replace values. Okay, so all the options are readily available in this query editing tools menu. All right, next is about the formula bar. Okay, this formula bar is exactly similar to Excel, but the working and the language used is different. In Excel, we use Excel function, and here we use either M code or a DAX programming language. All right. Further on the right hand side, in query settings, okay, we get to see the table name and properties. Okay, the which table is selected, HR data here, for example, in this image. Okay, we can rename your table name here, and the properties are also there. And uh, next, you get to see the applied step. What are applied step? Applied steps are the steps where you do a step-by-step transformation through this various editing tool, and this step-by-step transformation are recorded as applied step. It works similar to like if you for a reference, I can tell you like how we record a macro into Excel. Okay, all the steps get automatically recorded in macro. In similar manner, here it works as a recording applied. All the steps that you apply as a transformation, these are recorded step by step. Source, navigation, change type, capitalized each word. So all these four steps and many more to come. It whatever transformation you do using the editing tool, it gets recorded over here and in the applied step. Okay. So let us see in our practical environment. This is how your Power Query editor we saw in the previous slide in the image. Okay, left hand side you get to see the query pane, right hand side all the steps that are that have been recorded under the transformation step are recorded here. Okay, this is your table properties, your formula bar, and the query editing tool. All right. Okay, so let us start the actual action now of cleaning and transforming the data and get to know of how to use the Power Query Editor, how to do the transformation. Okay, the first and the foremost step is like identifying your column headers. The raw data what we imported from Excel, if you see over here, it has some null values, some extra rows. Okay, and here the column headers are not having specific column title, column name in that sense. So we need to transform this and remove the unwanted rows and transform the columns and check the data types. Okay, so step by step we'll move. So first thing and first and foremost is like we want what we see on the screen here. We have our header in the 8th row. Okay, see the our main column header are in 8th row. So our first step is in shaping the initial data is to identify the column header and names within the data, and then evaluate where they are located to ensure that they are in the right place. So what is the right place? We have to remove this 7 rows which has unwanted data which we don't want. Okay, so what will have to do is like we have to remove this step. We have to remove this row. We have to perform this step where we have to remove this 7 top rows. Okay, so here we have this tool called remove rows. Select remove top rows. Okay, so it will prompt you how many rows we want to remove. See here, we want to remove the 7 top rows. So click on remove top rows and enter 7 and click OK. You see here your 7 unwanted top rows have been removed, and that has been recorded in the applied steps over here. All right, so let's see the benefit. This is this whatever apply transformation what we are doing in Power Query Editor, this is a one-time step but a very important step. Okay, so most of the data preparation and transformation and data shaping we do it here, and it's a one-time step, and all the steps are getting recorded over here in the applied step. Okay, so next step is like inline. We want our column header here. Since the column header are not correct, okay, we want to promote this row as our column header which is having the proper column name. Okay, so through Okay, here we have use a tool called use first row as header. Okay, you can use this. Okay, we have this the same facility from transform tab as well. Click on transform tab and you can select use first row as header. You see here use first row as header. So what will happen? The first row which had the all the column headers will become your column titles in as a column header with proper names in your query editor. So you see this from all the steps are getting recorded. Remove top rows, promoted headers, and change the type. What are the change type? Okay, we'll see that.